Hello everyone and welcome to Friday's video. First thing I want to do is give a shout out to Brandon with an E for the comment of "You're my go-to speed builder. You're so awesome." Thank you so much for that comment. And if you want to also get a shout out, all you have to do is leave a comment in any of my videos and you might be a lucky YouTuber that gets a shout out. So what is this video about? Well, this video is going to be about Aluna Island and being able to use my save. It's just a game save. So basically what that means is this isn't something you're going to be installing into your game. And everyone, you need to know that you will still have to download Aluna Island from James Turner from his website. I will have that listed in the description below. You will also have to make sure you download any of the houses that I have put into the save. Those will not be installed in your game. You will also have to download those as well. And again, I will have the description or the download links to those houses in the description below. So again, just to let you know, this is not the world. If you download this and put it in your game, this will not bring in the world. This will not bring in the houses. All it is going to do is basically give you my families that I put into the game. It will give you the island completely filled with houses. Well, not completely filled, just the houses that James had made for his island. I do have more houses that are built specifically for this island. If you want to download those, you can just check out my playlist. It's even called Aluna Island Builds, and that'll give you all the builds that I have used, or that I have built specifically for this island. So again, I know I've said this twice, but this is not the world. Make sure you download that first. And then of course I'm also going to leave instructions with the download of this world, or the download of my save. There will be instructions on how to put this into your game, because this is just a save. You're going to put this in a different folder of your Sims 3 folder. It's going to go into a different folder. I'll go ahead and let you know here in the video. Again, it's not a world download. This does not give you the houses. It's a save file. It's the same save file game that I use in the game each time I start up a new game. This is going to be pretty much the same thing. One of the lots on Ocean Parkway I missed, but there are still going to be 5 empty lots, and 2 of which will be starter homes for you. All you're going to have to do is unzip the file when you download it. You will put the Aluna Island filled .sims3 in your Sims 3 saves folder, and then you will unzip the families folder that I will have along with the download. And you are going to take each of those files and make sure you put them into your Sims 3 library folder. Those are the families that I will be showcasing in this video for you that you will receive. That is pretty much it. And again, these instructions will be in the download when you download them. And then we're going to go ahead and get started with talking about the families and showing you the world that I use every time I start up the new game. Okay, so what we have in the screen now is a picture of what the island is going to look like filled. When you download the island from James' website, it will look like the picture I had up previously. There are some buildings already in there, and he already has a couple of houses already in the build. And I'll go ahead and circle them real quick for you so you can kind of see which ones I'm talking about that are already in. The rest of the buildings will be ones that are not in the island when you go to download it, and these are the ones that you will have to also go to his website and make sure you download each of those. If you don't, I'm going to guess that they're just not going to be in your save. That's what I'm going to predict is going to happen. Is when you go to do the save or whatever, it's just not going to be there. So basically, if you followed my instructions the way I have wrote them down, and that I send this video. You should be able to load up your game after you've done everything. And on the first loading screen, or your main menu where you get to choose your save, you will see there will be a save game that will be called Aluna Island Filled. That would be mine. That would be the one that you just put into your game. You're going to go ahead and you're going to load that up. And after it loads, you will be brought to this screen here exactly how you see it. I have you starting out just like it would be if you were starting in one of EA's pre-made worlds. So it'll be just like this. So you'll get to choose. You can either create a household, choose one that is already existing, or move one in from your library that you have yourself. Once you've chosen which option you plan on doing, what the best I suggest anyway is go ahead and do a save as and give it a new name. Give your file a completely new name. That way you can continue to use this particular file each time that you want to start a new game. You won't have to worry about doing anything to it, and you can just go ahead and bring it up and play a new game. Just go ahead and save it as a different file name, and you'll be ready and set to go. When I created this, of course I had to use mods and everything to get everything set up for you, but you will not have to use or have any of the mods to use this, so don't worry about that. These families are families that I have actually stem from one of the first families I ever created 4 or 5 years ago, whenever it may have been. I'm not really too sure. And it just kind of grew from there. I had continued playing them. Their lives grew. They had children. Even some of them have grandchildren. Now, a few of the families that are in here, I just kind of created just so I could fill up the world a little bit. But the two, big families, in some way or another, are kind of related. But don't worry about that. If you have story progression from NROS and all that, they do pretty good getting married and finding ones that are not related. So there's still plenty of them in the world that your Sims can have that are not related to each other. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the house that I put the family in, and then I'm going to show you the family themselves, and then I'm going to go ahead and tell you basically their family history. Now, they all have some kind of history with each other. They have relationships. Some of them are ex-wives, and they will have those relationships in the game when you go to play it. So all that should already be set. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. I hope not. But we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and start with, let's see. With our family history, this family history that I have will come in with your instructions. So if you want to read it again, you can, because I'm not going to list it word for word on the screen for you, but if you want to read it, you can. It is in the file that I will be sending with the download. But the first family we're going to go ahead and talk about is going to be the Snyder family. Okay, here is where the Snyder family lives. This is a house that will come with the world download when you go to download it. This is located at 1 Cliff's Edge Walk. I really can't tell you a whole lot about this property other than the fact it has like an in-ground pool. There's a garage underneath the house. I really don't know. I don't play in it, so I really couldn't tell you, but you'll be able to see screenshots to all these houses when you go to download them. So that is the lot address when you go to download. Well, actually, I don't think you need to download this one to get it. I think this one will automatically come with the world. I don't think you have to download it, but I really can't remember. See, I went and downloaded all of them anyway, but I'm pretty sure you'll get it anyway. Yeah, I think you will. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the actual family that lives here in this house. Okay, this is the Snyder household. Jake Schneider will be the one on the top left. He is a vampire, and he is the, he's in the top career of the criminal career. I can't think of it. Emperor of Evil. That's what it's called. And then his wife on the right is Josie. And as you can see, there are 4 children. 2 of them, I believe, are vampires, and 2 of them are not. Now, of course, if you don't have any of the expansion packs that will give you these, I don't think they'll be vampires. I think they'll just be basic Sims. Anything that you do not have in the game should replace it with something that you do have. So you shouldn't have to worry about it. Their hair, clothes, whatever will be changed if you don't have that particular outfit. I don't really do anything with children and toddlers' clothes, so those might look a little silly, just to forewarn you. But we're going to go ahead and go with their family history. Jake Snyder originally, just so you know, some of these stories are not going to, at the beginning, pertain to exactly the sim that is in the picture. So just kind of listen, pay attention to the names, and you'll get it once we get going. So we have Jake Snyder. He met Jocelyn Rain when she was a teen in Moonlight Falls. It was love at first sight and got married after she graduated. Jocelyn had an affair with Pip Goodfellow, so Jake thought a move to Sunset Valley would be best. Jocelyn had an affair again with an alien, so Jake divorced Jocelyn. Jake moved back to Moonlight Falls and is now married to Jocelyn's twin sister, Josie Rain, who is pictured in the picture above. They had 1 daughter together named Alexia Snyder. Josie, just like her twin Jocelyn, had an affair with Quincy Jackson after her daughter Alexia had married him, and have had a total of 4 children, which are the 4 children that you see there in the picture. Jake doesn't want another divorce, so Josie and him have done marriage counseling and are working on their marriage. So that is a little bit of their family history, and yes, these family histories are actually what happened when I was playing them, so it's a little twisted. Just wait. The farther we get into these family histories, the more twisted it's going to get. So let's go ahead and move on to the next family. This is the Goodfellow Household. This is going to be the family history or story we're going to talk about next. This is located on a cliff edge, and it is at 7 Seaward Walk is the address of this house. Alright, so with this household, this is the Goodfellow family. So we're going to go ahead and tell the family history of this one. So Jocelyn is the one in green in the center. And of course, Pip Goodfellow is there on the left. He is now the, oh my goodness, these careers are going to get me in this episode, ain't it? He is a head surgeon at the hospital. And I really don't know what Jocelyn is. She changed jobs so many times during the time I was playing her. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. Jocelyn had met Jake Snyder. Of course, we're going to be talking about the household before. She met him in Moonlight Falls when she was a teenager, fell in love at first sight, and got married. Jocelyn had an affair with Pip Goodfellow and got pregnant during the time of using the ghost potion. She had a ghost baby named Georgia. Georgia is not pictured in the picture above. Jocelyn loved Pip so much she continued to have an affair and had another child named Victoria. And Victoria would be the teenager listed or shown in the picture. Oh my goodness, where was I? Oh, there we go. Jake moved her and the girls to Sunset Valley in hopes of a better marriage. One night, while Jocelyn was sitting on the porch reading, an alien appeared next to her and introduced himself. He was awfully handsome, and he gave her the night of her life. Jake found out about the affair and divorced her. After the alien quadruplets, Navarre, Chambry, Charisma, and Oceana were born, she reconnected with Pip. Now, you do not see the quadruplet aliens in the picture. They currently do not live in this household. Pip's mother, Flora, had died of old age. His wife, Dahlia, and adopted daughter, Fawn, had died in a scuba accident. And Pip and Jocelyn are now married. They have a set of quadruplets together named Montgomery, Micah, Mia, and Miles. And they are the ones that are listed. Now, if you're wondering why these families are so big, that's because at the time of this, I was experimenting with getting 4 babies at one time. And I had just gotten the Seasons expansion pack, so I had aliens, and so a lot of these families are going to be based on what it was that I was experimenting with at the time. So, of course, I also have my game set for more than 8 Sims in a household, so I had to split these households up a little bit. That way I knew anybody could download this. So that is the story for the Goodfellow household. Oh, and just a little thing about this family. Montgomery tends to be one of my favorite Sims when he becomes an adult. So if you use this save and you keep this family, you'll kind of see when he becomes an adult what I mean. He's actually a very nice looking Sim for being a cartoon, that is. Yeah, you'll have to let me know in the comments below what you think on some of these Sims when you play the game. The Jackson family is going to be the next family we're going to talk about, and they are located at 3 Seaward Walk. And this is the house that I mentioned in my Rosie Cottage speed build that for whatever reason my doesn't like. I really don't know what the cause is. If you have problems with this house, I do have a build for this lot if you're interested. So let's go ahead and get started with the family. Okay, here's the Jackson family. We have Alexia Jackson, which was, her maiden name was Alexia Snyder. She is Jake Snyder and Jocelyn Goodfellow's first daughter together. She is the one kind of in the middle with the gray shirt. She has a profession in the music industry, and also during her childhood and teen years, she learned every instrument and all the pieces of music that she could, so she knows all of that, and she is a very great entertainer. And then you got Quincy Jackson. Oh, and also Alexia is also a vampire because, you know, her father was a vampire, so... Quincy Jackson is the one on the left in the striped shirt. He is a vampire as well. And then Tristan will be on the right, and then I'm not sure the name of the girl on the left for sure. And then of course they have the daughter Kelsey, who's a toddler, who is also a vampire. So the 2 children that they had together are vampires. Tristan, of course, is not Quincy's. And you'll find out here in their story how we got Tristan. Alexia had met David Musgrave when her and her parents, Josie and Jake Snyder, lived in Moonlight Falls when she was a teenager. He was her first love. They had 1 child together named Tristan Rain Musgrave, named after her mother's maiden name and David's last name. The romance did not last. Tristan has never met his father and chooses to never meet him. Alexia met Quincy a few years later after they moved and got married. They have 2 children together named Jessica and Kelsey. So Jessica must be the one in the green dress. I couldn't remember her name. So that is kind of how this family became this family. And that is pretty much it. I didn't really play them after they had their children. So let's go ahead and move on to the next household. This is the house that the Linsky family is located at. This is also a cliff lot. And this house is located at 1 Aluna Heights. Let's go ahead and get started with the family. So here's where the ghost family comes in play. The ghost came from Jocelyn Goodfellow and Pip Goodfellow. And let's see, we got Jason Linsky. He's in the top left in the blue shirt. Georgia would, of course, be the mother ghost on the right. And then we have Jasmine there on the left. And as you can see, the cute little guys down below, there's twins. One is a boy, one is a girl. The girl is Acadia, and the boy is Jevin. And let me tell you though, when Jevin becomes an adult, yeah, he's another one. He tends to either be a athlete, or sometimes the game puts him into firefighting, and sometimes I have occasionally seen him as a police officer. So a lot of times it depends on what his traits end up being, but he is usually athletic and brave. So yeah, if you ever were to change him into a live sim instead of a ghost, yeah, he's a pretty good looking sim. So let's go ahead and get started with their story. So Georgia Goodfellow, of course, grew up. She decided she wanted to go to college. This is when, of course, I had university and was trying that out. And of course I had a mod, that way I didn't have to actually travel to the university world. But anyway, while in college at Sunset Valley, she was at the college campus park studying when she met a fascinating sim. Can you keep a secret? He was an alien, but she's too embarrassed to tell anyone that. A few months later, right before graduating college, she had discovered that night at the park led to a pregnancy. Georgia had a daughter named Jasmine Tovodashe. She gave her daughter the alien's last name, but shh, no one's supposed to know that he's an alien. Or do they? While pursuing her career in Sunset Valley, she met the man of her dreams, Jason Linsky. He had taken her breath away. They are now happily married and have a set of beautiful twin ghosts named Jevin and Acadia Linsky. So that is her life story, a little bit of excitement. So we're going to start getting into a little bit more of where this story gets a little bit more crazy and a little bit more twisted. So let's get going and get started on the next family. Alright, so this is the Tovodashe family. This is an alien family. They are located at 9 Aluna Drive. So let's go ahead and get started with their story. Okay, so here is the Tovodashe household. As you can see, I don't know with this family and another family that I have exactly what's going to happen if you don't have seasons. Some seasons came with aliens. As you can see, they are actually 100% purebred alien. You can't create those in casts. It's not possible. I had tried, and I've even tried recently again. That is not possible. As you can see, they have the black eyes that you don't have when you try to create them in casts. So I don't know what will happen to this family if you don't have seasons. So, and that is the last name that he had when he visited my Sims for the first time. So, I kept his name, and his first name is also the same name he had. I'm probably going to butcher it, but I think his name is Nipunas Tovodashe. That would be how I would pronounce it. So he is on the left, and then his wife Sinara is on the right. Now I gave her that name when I created her. I created all my aliens from one alien, and that's kind of a long story, so one of these days I'll do a tutorial on how to do it, because it's kind of a long process. So anyway, let's go ahead and get on with their story. So Nipunus Tovodashe visited Sunset Valley one evening at the college campus park and saw a ghost. Oh my, he was so fascinated about this ghost, he had to pursue his fantasies. Several years later, he decided to return to Sunset Valley in hopes of reconnecting with that amazing ghost that he had met one night on college campus, but only to find out that he was now a father. Georgia said he has to stay away. No one can know that he was an alien and that their daughter was half alien. No one, she screamed. Feeling ashamed, he took a walk around town and saw a beautiful angel reading on a porch bench. Not realizing that this was Georgia's mother, he decided to introduce himself. It was a one-night stand he will always remember. When he came back to Sunset Valley to live with his new wife, Sinara, he was introduced to his 4 children from his one-night stand with Jocelyn. They are named Navarre, Chambry, Charisma, and Oceania. Oceania? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. He is still happily married to Sonora and hopes to start a family of their own one day. Okay, this household is the Snyder family. It's the quadruplets. So this will be the 4 children from Nipunas and Jocelyn Goodfellow. This is located at 2 Aluna Heights. Okay, so here are the quadruplet family. As you can see, it's a nice mix between human sim and alien sim. The game did a wonderful job making them look the same. But hopefully I can get their names right since their hair is a little bit different. Since I use custom content when it comes to clothes and hair, I really didn't want to put any of that in with this save. So I did have to go through and change some of their hair and clothing. So I believe, going from left to right, I believe that we have, oh my gosh, I think that's Charisma on the left, I believe, and then Navarre is the middle, he's the boy, and then Chambry, I believe, is the one in the back right with the green hair, and then Oceania, I think is how you pronounce it, is there on the right. So the stories are going to get a little bit shorter because, of course, I haven't really been playing them much anymore, so their stories kind of end here. They used to live with their mother and Pip. Of course, that way it wasn't over 8 Sims in the household. I had to separate them. So Navarre and his 3 sisters, Charisma, Oceania, and Chambry, have moved out of their home with Pip and their mother, Jocelyn, in hopes of starting a new adventure of their own. So they have not had an adventure yet. They don't actually have a backstory. They just became adults. So maybe you can create a new story for them. This is the Trancherite family. They are located at 11 Aluna Drive. So as you may have guessed, this is also another alien family that is also a purebred alien family. I came up with the last name and of course all of their names because they were all bred from the same alien. Poor Nipunas. That poor guy. He was that poor alien. Anyway, let's see if I can even pronounce these names I gave them. Oh my goodness. Genupolis, he's on the left. Then we have Standinaria, who is a mother, in the middle. And then they have Julianaria, which is on the right. And then the little boy is Donerius. So they don't have much of a story because I didn't play them. I just created them to put in my world. So Genupolis Trancherite and his wife Standinaria moved to this planet after they got married. They have 2 children together named Julianaria and Donerius. So they don't have a story. So see if maybe you can make a story for them, and let me know in the description or in the comments below if you created any new stories with any of these Sims. That'll be exciting to read. I look forward to that. This is where the Stryker family is located at. This is at 2 Seaward Walk. So this is Landon Stryker. You may have recognized him from my prison challenge and my 100 baby challenge. Landon was an orphan from Bridgeport and he has no family. In fact, I had created him specifically to be like the bad boy or evil criminal or something in my towns. He is also a vampire. And I have Enra's careers and all of the, jobs and everything. I'd actually put him into the assassination or the assassin career. But for whatever reason, I can never get that to work right. He never seems to kill anybody. So maybe if you guys have that job and you have that working properly, maybe you can let me know below what I'm doing wrong because he never kills anyone. So I really have no idea. So that is him. He has no story. Again, if you come up with a story for him, let me know in the comments below. This is the Whisper family, and it is located at 16 Aluna Drive. Here's the Whisper family. Kendall is on the right, Kendall is on the right, and Kyra is on the left. Kendall Whisper is not Kyra Mason's father. Kendall offered room and board and maybe a midnight drink to Kyra so she could go to a good school. So this family was created. I think Kendall had different ideas planned when he offered room and board to Kyra, because he is not a nice sim. He is hot-headed, he is mean, he's a vampire, and all he looks to do is have as many free drinks as he can possibly have. So I think his plan was more or less to use her as easy meals whenever he wants. So that is pretty much all they were created for, was just for a little bit extra, you know. I have too many families that were related in some way or another. So this is just another family that was created and added. That way they weren't related and, you know, can add a little bit more drama or something to my town. Here is where the Regal family resides, and it is located at 1 Seaward Walk. The Regal household is actually my personal family that I use all the time. In fact, Julie is the daughter there on the left, is actually the one that I use for my profile picture on the Sims 3 website, along with Mod the Sims, on my YouTube page, and pretty much everywhere that you can find me. That is her that I post. It's usually an adult picture of her, though, that I have posted. But this is the family that I usually use. Now, depending on how I'm playing, I usually set it up a little bit different. Sometimes I start the game with Julie just being homeless, which is kind of fun. Where she's, you know, going around digging through trash cans and things like that. But sometimes they are in a house that's decent. Sometimes they're in a poor house. It just depends on what I feel like doing. Basically, Susie Regal, which is her mother on the right, and then you have Joseph on the left. So Susie Regal had her first child, Julie, at a young age. Later in life, after Julie was older, Susie got married to Joseph Regal. Julie does not know her father, and Susie never talks about him. Joseph is the only father Julie has ever known. So Julie's last name is Marshall, so her name is not going to be the same, and Joseph, of course, is her stepdad. So, yeah, this is pretty much the family that I always go with. I don't really know why, it just always is, and, yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess you could say, about this family. So the remaining of this video is just going to be some screenshots of the remaining places that will come with this world. Some of them you will have to download and put in yourself, and others will automatically come with it. Some of these houses you've already seen from the video at the beginning, and some of them, of course, will be new ones. Anyway, I just want to remind you again, because this is awfully important, and I don't want some kind of disclaimer thing coming at me about this, because I am not actually giving you the download to this world. You still have to go to James's website, which is listed below, to download the world and install it into your game. Again, this is not a world download. I can't stress that enough. And then basically all the houses, you're going to have to also go to, in the community lots as well, you're going to have to go to the link just listed below to download all the community lots as well, and you will have to install those into your launcher, and then you can unzip the file that I have, and you can put the Luna Islands Filled.sims3 into your Sims 3 saves folder. You will then unzip the families folder and put those files into the Sims 3 library folder, and that is pretty much it. You should be ready to go. The instructions will come with the download. Unfortunately, the only place you're going to be able to download this is from my website. I don't think I mentioned that at the very beginning of the video, and I apologize for that. You will have to go to my website to download it. It'll be underneath the downloads. I'm not exactly sure at this time where it'll be put because I have not placed it there at the time of the recording of this video. But you're going to have to go there. The file, a game save file, your actual save game, is too big for me to upload to Mod the Sims. And of course I can't upload it to the Exchange since it's not actually the world. So this is just a save file, and save files are very big. Make sure when you unzip it, do not separate the files inside. Just move that file as one big file over to your saves, or to your saves folder, and you should be fine. If you have any problems with this, please let me know in the comments below, and I will do my best to help you. If you have any other suggestions of what you would like to see on this channel, or maybe any other tutorials that maybe I haven't done that you're still having troubles with, that is fine. Go ahead and leave your requests below. I apologize for the length of this video. I hope you stuck with me through the whole thing and listened to the stories of the families. I had a load of fun putting this together for you all, and racking my brain trying to remember their stories and how everybody became who they are. So I hope you enjoyed, and if you create any new stories, I would love to hear from you in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.